In this lecture we are going to discuss about characteristics of DC generator. So we have three types of characteristics of DC generator. First characteristic is magnetization characteristic, second is internal characteristic, and third is external characteristic. So first is magnetization characteristic, means magnetization characteristic gives the variation of generated voltage with field current at a constant speed. Means this is the definition for magnetization characteristic. Definition is magnetization characteristics gives the variation of generated voltage or no load voltage with field current at a constant speed. It is also called no load or open circuit characteristics. Open circuit characteristic means OCC. So your magnetization characteristic is also known as no load characteristic or open circuit characteristic, means OCC, no load characteristics or OCC characteristic or magnetization characteristic. Now second is internal characteristic. Internal characteristic means it is the plot between the generated voltage and the load current. So graph between generated voltage and the load current gives us internal characteristic of DC generator. Third is external characteristic. External characteristic means it is a graph between the terminal voltage and load current at a constant speed. Graph between terminal voltage and a load current at a constant speed, that is known as external characteristic or load characteristic. So these are three characteristics for DC generator. Now we have these characteristics for separately excited DC generator. So before discussing this, you have to know about armature reaction. First of all, what is armature reaction? Armature reaction means armature reaction is the effect of magnetic flux set up by armature current upon the distribution of flux under the main poles, that is known as armature reaction. Now here we have to discuss separately excited DC generator. So this is your circuit diagram for separately excited DC generator. Here you have you can see here RFW. RFW means resistance of field winding. Field winding resistance is represented by RFW. So IF will be your field current. RFW means field winding resistance. IF means field current. This is your DC supply, that is known as field voltage. RFR means resistance of the field rheostat to control field current. This resistance is controlling for this current. This is your field current. So RFR means resistance of the field rheostat to control this field current. Now here RA means resistance of armature. EA means internal resistance of or internal generated voltage. Internal resistance of internal generated voltage or internal voltage of armature. So EA represents the internal generated voltage. RA is the resistance of armature. IA is the armature current. IL is the load current. RL is the load resistance, and V is your terminal voltage. EA means internal generated voltage. So this is your circuit diagram for separately excited DC generator, and these are the notations for separately excited DC generator. For you know very well separately excited DC generator, as we had discussed in previous lectures. Separately excited DC generator means the field winding is connected to a separate source of DC power. You can see here, that is known as separately excited DC generator, where field winding is connected to a separate source of DC power. This source may be another DC generator, or a battery, a diode, a rectifier, or a controlled rectifier, etc. That is considered as your external sources. Now, on the basis of this circuit diagram, you can see here we have equations. Vf is equals to Rf If. Rf If, you know V equals to IR. So Vf is equals to Rf If. Now Ea is equals to, in this circuit, Ea is equals to V plus Ia Ra, because E is also a generated voltage in armature. So V plus Ia Ra. Now here Ea is equals to Ka phi omega m. This K phi omega m is known as residual flux there. That is a constant value for a residual flux. Now V is equals to ILRL. V is equals to, this is your terminal voltage. ILRL means this is your ILRL. So V is equals to ILRL. Now IA is equals to IL. IA is equals to IL means, if there were no armature reaction, the generated voltage V naught, this is your V naught. If there is no armature reaction, so generated voltage V naught would be constant. As you can see here, this is a straight line. So V naught will be your constant, or that is shown by a straight line. Because of the demagnetization effect of armature reaction, there is a voltage drop. Voltage drop is represented by delta VAR. You can see here, this is your voltage drop due to the demagnetization effect of the armature reaction. As we are saying, there is no armature reaction effect, or we can say that demagnetization effect of armature reaction. So there is a voltage drop that is represented by delta VAR. Here we have a graph. This plot or graph is called terminal characteristic of a separately excited DC generator, where we have shown internal characteristic, external characteristic of separately excited DC generator. So in vertical axis we have V naught, your constant voltage, and in horizontal axis we have IL is equals to IA. IL is your load current and IA is your armature current. So in with the help of this graph, we are saying there is a voltage drop IARA. This is your voltage drop IARA across RA. RA means resistance of armature. So there is a voltage drop IARA across RA. The generator external characteristic is represented by voltage versus load current. Voltage versus load current. Load current is IL. So for external characteristic, we have a plot voltage versus load current. So V gives a this gives a equation. V is equals to EA minus IA RA. EA minus this means there is a point of intersection. You can see here, there is a point of intersection between the generator external characteristic and the load characteristic, given by the relation V is equals to IL RL. So this relation V is equals to IL RL determines the operating point P here. This is your operating point P. The operating point gives the operating values of terminal voltage V and terminal load current IL. This is your terminal voltage V and load current IL. Load current IL and load resistance RL. So with the help of this point P, you can determine the value of terminal voltage V and load current IL. So this is your external characteristic. This represents your external characteristic, and IARA, voltage versus load current, this represents the your internal characteristic, and delta VAR is represent your voltage drop due to the demagnetization effect of armature reaction. So this is your terminal characteristic of a separately excited DC generator. Now in the next slide we have a equivalent circuit of a DC shunt generator for the magnetization curve. So you can see here, this is your equivalent circuit of a shunt DC generator. We have discussed all notations in previous slide, as IF is your field current, RA is your armature resistance, IA is your armature current, IL is equals to load current, EA is generated internal voltage, RFW means field winding resistance, RFR means resistance of rheostat to controlling this field current, and here EAR is equals to K phi RES means residual flux, K phi RES omega, that means this is your residual flux. Here you can see here IL is equals to 0. IL is equals to 0 means we are saying here the generator will build up a desired terminal voltage. Assume that no load connected to it. If there is no load, no load, that means IL is equals to 0, or terminals will be open circuited. So here generator will build up a desired terminal voltage. So assume that there is no load connected to it and the armature is driven at a certain speed by a prime mover. So we shall we have the condition under which the voltage build-up takes place. The voltage build-up in a DC generator depends upon the presence of a residual flux in the field poles of the generator. This is your residual flux. Phi RES represents your residual flux in the field poles of the generator. So a small voltage EAR, with the help of this residual flux, a small voltage EAR will be generated. So that is small generated voltage due to this residual flux, that generated small voltage EAR represents by K phi residual omega. Now these equations, we have discussed these equations in previous lecture. V is equals to EA minus IARA. So or EA minus IFRA. IFRA means because IA is equals to IF, so we can put the value of IA here. In the place of IA we can put IF. So V is equals to EA minus IFRA. Now if we are talking about the magnetization characteristic, so for the magnetization characteristic we have a curve between no load armature voltage and field current IF. So vertically we have no load armature voltage, and on the horizontal axis we have field current IF. So this is the curve or graph for magnetization curve for separately excited DC shunt generator. Now the here you can say that the field current is given by IF is equals to V upon RF, because you know V equals to IR, so I is equals to V upon R. If we are talking about field current, so IF is equals to V upon RF. This field current produces a magnetomotive force in the field winding. This is your field winding. So this field current produces a magnetomotive force in the field winding which increases the flux. The increases in flux increases the generated voltage EA. If the increased armature voltage EA increases the terminal voltage V, this is your terminal voltage. So this increases your terminal voltage. With the increase in terminal voltage V, the field current IF is equals to V upon RF increases further. So this in turn increases phi and consequently EA increases further. So this process of voltage build-up continues. This is shown in this figure, voltage build-up of a DC shunt generator. The effect of magnetic saturation in the pole faces limits the terminal voltage of the generator of a steady state value. So this relation V is equals to IF RF gives a straight line. You can see here the straight line is called the field resistance line. So this is your magnetization curve for DC shunt generator. Now you have a characteristic for DC compound generators. This curve shows the characteristics of DC compound generators. The characteristic is voltage current characteristic. You can see here in vertical axis we have terminal voltage V, and on horizontal axis we have armature current IA. So a curve between voltage and current represents the characteristic of compound DC generator. So you have see here this represents the over compounded, this is flat compounded, and this is under compounded. Means this depending upon the number of series field turns. The cumulatively compounded generators may be over compounded. This is your over compounded. You know cumulatively short shunt, long shunt, differentially, as we had discussed in previous lecture. So cumulatively compounded generator may be over compounded or flat compounded and under compounded. For an over compounded generator, full load terminal voltage, or you can see here this curve represents your for an over compounded generator, full load terminal voltage higher than no load terminal voltage, or for a flat compounded generator, terminal voltage at full load is equal to the no load terminal voltage. And in an under compound generator, the terminal voltage at full load is less than the no load terminal voltage. So these differentiate your over compounded, flat compounded, and under compounded. And in differentially compounded generators, the terminal voltage drops very quickly with increasing armature current. You can see here terminal voltage. So these differentiate your over compounded, flat compounded, and under compounded. And in differentially compounded generators, the terminal voltage drops very quickly with increasing armature current. You can see